The evolution of societal values in the United States has often paralleled advancements in technology and shifts in economic structures. This connection becomes particularly apparent when examining the increasing emphasis on money and wealth over time. Today, we will analyze how pivotal periods in American history reveal the deep ties between technological innovation, economic development, and the transformation of cultural values. To start, the American economy in its early years was centered around family farming and small local industries, which is often referred to as the independent household complex. This system meant that most households produced what they needed to survive, including growing their own food, making their clothes, and trading small goods with neighbors. Communities were tightly knit, and economic activity was largely focused on meeting basic needs rather than making large profits. Values at this time were shaped by self-reliance and a strong sense of community. Success wasn't defined by how much money someone had, but rather by how much land or resources they controlled and how well they could support their family. Communities often helped each other during difficult times, creating a culture where cooperation was key. However, as technology advanced, the nation moved away from these ideals. The invention of the cotton gin in 1793 marked a significant shift. By mainstreaming the labor-intensive process of seed removal, this invention massively changed the cotton complex. During this period, wealth became more tied to land and labor. Unfortunately, this also led to the expansion of slavery, as enslaved people became a crucial part of plantation production. The values of this era reflected a growing divide. On one hand, there was admiration for economic success and wealth accumulation, but on the other, the human cost of these achievements created deep moral and social conflicts. Ultimately, this reshaped the Southern economy and prioritized profitability and efficiency over more traditional values. On top of that, the Gilded Age, spanning the late 19th and early 20th centuries, marked another major economic and cultural shift. Industrialization transformed the American economy, with railroads, factories, and mass production becoming the driving forces of progress. This period saw the rise of industrial giants like Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller, who came to symbolize the new values of financial success and material accumulation. Carnegie, a Scottish immigrant, built his fortune in the steel industry and became known for his belief in philanthropy, famously advocating for the wealthy to use their money for the greater good through his essay, The Gospel of Wealth. Rockefeller, on the other hand, was a dominant figure in the oil industry, founding Standard Oil and becoming the first billionaire in U.S. history. His business practices, though controversial, revolutionized the oil industry and set a standard for corporate dominance. Money became a central indicator of status and achievement, replacing older values rooted in community and self-sufficiency. However, the Gilded Age also brought significant challenges. Extreme income inequality created a stark divide between the wealthy elite and the working class. While industrialists flaunted their wealth in opulent mansions, factory workers endured low wages and poor conditions. This inequality led to cultural tensions, with admiration for wealth clashing with growing resentment over its social costs. Advertisements and newspapers began to promote consumerism, encouraging Americans to equate happiness and success with the possession of goods. This laid the foundation for the consumer culture, which we are more familiar with today.
As we've seen, each economic transition in American history has brought with it a shift in societal values. From the self-reliance of the independent household complex to the industrial ambition of the Gilded Age, money and wealth have become increasingly central to the American identity. But these changes also raise important questions. How do these values impact the way we see ourselves and others? Is the pursuit of wealth always worth the social and ethical costs? And perhaps most importantly, how do we balance progress with fairness, ensuring that wealth accumulation doesn't come at the expense of human well-being? Understanding these shifts in values not only highlights the transformative impact of economic development on American society, but also invites us to reflect on how deeply intertwined our cultural identity is with the pursuit of wealth and progress.
Thank you for listening, and I hope this exploration sparks new thoughts about the relationship between money, culture, and values in your own life.